What's up, everybody? Dun, 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 dun. It's going to be a quickie today. We're not doing anything long today. No 6 to 8 hour stream. It's my wedding anniversary today with Chris. And I actually was not going to stream today. And she told me last night, she's like, well, you should at least go live for an hour or two. And I was like, you know what? All right, fair enough. So I got up early this morning. I made a fresh loaf of delicious white bread, which I had with my coffee. And it was absolutely just amazing. And then she got a big chunk of arrachera yesterday, which we're about to grill. So she went to the corner store to get some charcoal. Come on, Smeagol, get up in the box. Come on. You getting up in the box? You want to get up in the chair? No, you're not allowed to. No, that's not for you. Come here. No, if you're going to be a bad boy, I'll have to put you outside. Come on. Alright, good boy. So I figured I would jump on and do a little bit of LOTRO this morning while she's cooking lunch. I got a bottle of Shiraz already open and airing out. We've got Slow Horses Season 1 that we're watching. We started the other night. We've watched the first 2 episodes. Good recommendation. Shout out to the people who said we should give that a shot. So yeah, we're going to be here for the next hour or so, just hanging out with everybody while lunch is being cooked, and then I'm going to bail, go eat lunch with my wife, celebrate 11 years of being married. She had her birthday yesterday, and then we're going to watch some episodes of Slow Horses, and then I'm going to proceed to take a nap. A wine nap. A lunch nap. And then tomorrow we'll be back bright and early for our normal routine, starting at 9 a.m. Mountain on YouTube and Twitch. Tomorrow we will be playing Lord of the Rings Online, and probably we might do a little bit of Starfield. You guys want to see Smeagol? He just came in my lap and said hi. Whoa, he's a big boy. What are you doing? Where are you going? Where do you think you're going? No. Thanks for kitty butt. Yeah. You want to go in the chair? Let me move everything so you can get over there. Hang on. Here, go sit there. Earn some money. Get me some views, buddy. You're like my OnlyFans, only your only cats. Alright, I gotta situate some shit now because he made me move stuff off the chair. Are you content? Yeah. You've been outside all morning. Good boy. Alright, we'll see if he is going to be a good boy. It is going to be a good afternoon, Java. Thank you. Alright, I do not remember what we were working on. Oh, yeah, that's right. We came to this guy's camp. Anyway, tomorrow's Monday. Tomorrow is my normal LOTRO day. So tomorrow we'll be playing more Lord of the Rings Online. At least for part of the stream. I don't know that we'll do 8 hours of LOTRO tomorrow. We'll do some LOTRO tomorrow. And then Tuesday morning, bright and early, we are starting New World Eternum, everybody. Oh, why does it default to the War Steed? Shaz says, new here, but enjoying your stuff. Thank you very much. Babylonia says, good morning. What's up, Babylonia? Java says, I think my intro to your channel was some LOTRO vids. Excited to see some live play. Yeah, well, normally Monday is my LOTRO day, but I had to cut a bunch of stuff together for my brother's ranch this morning. So I was doing ranch videos on this laptop, and this laptop has World of Warcraft and LOTRO installed on it. And I already played World of Warcraft last night because we did our raid. Which, by the way, that video is up this morning. Our raid from last night was our first dive into Narub Palace, which is the first raid in the War Within. We went in. I think we had about. Actually, I don't know how many people we had last night. Between 15 and 20, I think we had around 20 people. We did the first 4 bosses last night. Took us about 2 hours. That video went live on YouTube a little bit ago. Anyway, I was on the laptop and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to jump into LOTRO because it's a short quickie. Bubblenia says we had 19 people last night. Perfect. And I got a few pieces of gear last night. I think I went from like... I would have to check my gear score. I think I ended up at like 587. So I got a few upgrades last night. If you've never seen this zone right here, this is when Lord of the Rings Online, by the time they got to Rohan, they started doing these like mini zones. Well, not mini zones. They're like in, what would be the way to explain this? Regions. So, you know how before like they would have like the Shire or the Troll Shaws or something, and it would be a really big place with like 15, 20 levels worth of content, and it would be spread out across a really wide area. By the time they got to Rohan, they started doing lots of smaller regions within an overall large map, which allowed them to refine their world building and focus on, here's a singular region with a tight storyline that takes place over, say, 30 to 40 quests, maybe a couple levels worth of content, but it's a very tightly constructed and confined space. And you're meant to quest in here for, you know, a couple of sessions, and then you move off to the next section, and you move off to the next section. It's very well done, and I love the look of this place. So technically we're in Rohan, but, you know, it's a snowy, rocky, kind of craggy looking place. It's full of orcs. Ooh, and something else over here it looks like. We've got, this will be a side quest. I will accept. The only thing I won't do is I won't do any, I don't want to do any mounted combat today. Mounted combat is not my favorite. Injury. Oh, that's cool. I'll take that. Take that. Let's have a sheepskin. I've played since launch Java. I've got 2 accounts. And despite that, I still don't have a character at max level. I just love this game, so I've always been happy to come back and play lower level content. Create new characters with my brother, create new characters with friends. We've done our gaming community has come in here, I think, 3 times over the years. That's a ruffian. I need another orc. Shaz says, do you see a difference in viewership between MMOs and single player games? Not really. The difference for me is just based on, it's just every game is different. So, you know, I think like my highest viewership ever has been Starfield and Baldur's Gate 3, which are single player games. And then just for my channel, and then if you compare, like, as an example, World of Warcraft or Lord of the Rings Online, I get way more traffic with, like, LOTRO content than I do with WoW content. But I don't, it's really not, it's more based on new versus old. I get much better traffic playing newer games than I do playing older games. I've not heard anything about that, Bubblenia. That would be cool if it did, because I tell you what, if they added... Dude, if they added Star Wars Republic to consoles with controller support, I would 100%, I would create a brand new character. Fuck my legacies, I don't care. You want to go out, buddy? I would create a brand new character, Bubs. I love that game. And if it added controller support, because that's my big thing. Like, I love Star Wars Republic. That game could easily be, like, Oh, I would go hard again on Star Wars Republic if they added controller support and like launched it on a console. Be right back. Alright, he went outside. Mommy's at the store getting stuff, so let me sit back here too. I wouldn't be surprised. Broadsword has been doing really good things with Star Wars Republic. I don't know. There were a lot of people who were like, "Oh, it's going to Broadsword because it's gonna die," and it's like, I don't think you guys understand the passion that those guys have for the project. And if you haven't watched what Broadsword has done since they took over, it's been genuinely impressive. They've opened up new servers. They've added all the new shaders, the new lighting. They've enhanced the graphics. They've added new quests, new content. Like, they're getting it done. I mean, it's definitely an older game for them, but they're doing more than maintaining it. They're adding stuff to it, which is pretty impressive. Investigate the effects of winter at Renfail's Pounds. Oh, there's a pond right here. The pond is frozen solid, an unusual occurrence in this area of Middle Earth. You've been trying to adapt to controllers. I'd love to sit way back and manually play on my big old TV. Dude, that's what you know, originally Chris and I were going to remodel the other room, and that was kind of the idea. And after we talked long and hard about it, it's like, we're not going to remodel it because it was like we started digging stuff out, and she was putting all this stuff into storage, and it's like, where are we going to put all this stuff? Because that other room is smaller than this room. So I think ultimately what we're going to do is we're still going to remodel, but we're going to be rearranging this office. And what I really want to do is figure out a way so that I can have 2 different webcams. One is for when I'm sitting here at the PC and playing PC games, and the other one for when I'm playing a console game where I can have a wireless headset and I can literally kick back. I've been looking at recliners, no joke. I'm looking at recliners going, I want to be able to kick back in a recliner, have like a drink, you know, spot, little table over here for snacks, and I want to be able to kick back and just play with the controller on a bigger screen, because I have a 4K smart TV that I hardly ever use other than watching movies, and then I have my monitor for, you know, day work. And I would love to be able to just kick back, have a different camera that comes on where it's out back, you're not up close with me, because like when I'm here, you're up close with me, or even when I'm playing normally on my controller, I'm about right here. But I would be sitting way back. You'd probably get my whole full frontal. And then play my console things that way. I think it could work. I think it could be fun. But I tell you what, the one thing with controllers is unless the game has aim assist, it's almost impossible to get good at like shooter games, because like I suck. I suck at shooter games unless they have aim assist. I need Barghists. Java says I really hit in-game content. It's about having fun. Exactly. What's up, United? Oh, there's a frozen critter over there. What's that all about? Oh, that's one of the pond quests. Okay. The creature appears to have succumbed to the cold, lying frozen in the snow. Do we not have any more Barghists? I may have to go track. Passage of Nature. I need 2 more Barghists. Oh wow, there's none here. I may have to wait for those to respawn. No, they spawn all around here. Let's just go over to the next. Next pond. Yeah, man, sitting 6-7 feet back from your 80-inch would be nice. I don't have an 80-inch, sir. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous. I only have like a... I don't even know what ours is. I think it's like a 43 or a 45. Originally, I bought that TV, and when we were living in Mexico City, I bought it to be my principal monitor. But it was causing me eye strain sitting up close with like this 45-inch thing right in my face. And I remember I was playing Call of Duty with my cousins, and the eye strain was legit. First and foremost because at the time it was brand new, but it can't do more than 60 frames. And so trying to play these FPSs on that thing that close up, it was just killing my eyes. So I ended up buying this monitor because this has a 244 hertz thing, and this is a nice NVIDIA. This is the Rogue Strix monitor. It's a 28-inch curved, and I've been very pleased with it over the years, and I really hope it lasts because I've had it for probably 6 years now. Shit, I've had that TV for like 6 years too. Alright, this is the other pond. Oh, there's a log. What's up? Why? Frodo, come here. Are you being a naughty boy? Mommy just threw you in the room. Come here. No, no. Come here. You are being naughty. Come here. Come here. Come over here. I'll distract you for a minute. Mommy says she's trying to change sheets and you're being a horrible little monster. Come here. He just ran underneath the bed. I'll have to keep an eye on him because when he gets in zoomy mode, he'll try to jump on the back of the laptops and stuff. Now I hear you yelling at Smeagol. Cat stuff. Alright. It's got some over here still. Collect and examine berries. Whoa. Did I get stuck? Almost. Run away! The berries are badly spoiled by frost. It looks like there's one back here somewhere. He's under the bed being a monster, so... Those sheets are clean. Yeah, it's from yesterday. Those are the ones from yesterday. Bum, bum, bum. All right, no. Hey, get out of that box. Get out of that box. That's where my wig is, buddy. You can't go in there. You'll destroy the wig. I gotta have that. That's for trolls, buddy. I gotta deal with a crazy cat. Hang on. All right. Cats are out of the office. I'm safe now. Yeah, this is one of those ones. I really wish they would add controller support to this. I say it every time I play, and it would just be a dream come true. It was rumored that it was going to come to console at some point, and then those rumors fell through, and I'm always saddened by that because it's like, man, it would have been really cool to see this game come to consoles like Neverwinter has done. You know, I think this game could do well on consoles. It's the only, you know, MMO that's out there for Lord of the Rings. But the issue now, I think, is that with Amazon's new version looming on the horizon, I don't know that Standing Stones is in a position, or even if have a desire to like invest too much more money into things, because you know they've already invested in the server tech. Where did that go here? I have like fall injury thingies I can use. And if I played this through Steam, I bet I could make it work because I was able to get Guild Wars 2 to work with a controller when I played it through Steam. But I can't be bothered to try to like set it all up and do the workarounds to get logged into this account through Steam. It's too much work. Not when I only play it like once a week, you know. We have, let's see here, we need to defeat a boss. Oh, that's a warband quest. Let me untrack that. Actually, let's just get rid of that. Alright, that means we have turn in. This is one of my favorite environments in Rohan. The way they've got the textures on the hills, and it's not quite Farokell, you know. It's snowy, but it's not like covered in snow, if that makes sense. When he says, I had 20/20 vision until I turned 45. 10 years later, I've lost most of my peripheral while wearing reading glasses. MMOs have so much screen use around the edges. Man, in MMOs, it kind of depends on the game. But like, there's a lot of busy stuff happening in MMOs, if that makes sense. Which one of these is my poison? It's not that. It's that. Okay, I see where it is. dude, the debuffs piss me off in World of Warcraft, man. Like, that needs to scale. Like, it's this tiny little, and if it weren't for DBM, I would not have a clue what's going on. Like, that's the only way I ever know what I'm supposed to do is DBM yelling at me, like, hey, taunt. And I'm like, why am I taunting? And it's like, because this thing happened, but it's this tiny little square that you can't see, but we promise you it's happening. And it's like, ugh. Thankfully, that's there to guide me. And then this game, yeah, I know a lot of people have complaints about this game because it doesn't scale to 4K resolution. So like I'm playing it in 1920 by 1080 right now, which literally is me going to my laptop and telling it, hey, I don't want you to be a 4K monitor. I want you to be a 1920 by 10K, 1080 monitor. Even though you can do 4K, we're not going to do 4K because I play this one game on this machine that won't render at 4K, and it's this game. Otherwise, I would be playing in 4K. Like, I would love to play World of Warcraft in 4K. It looks beautiful in 4K, but I can't run it in 4K because I do play this game, and I have to keep it. And it's like I could go back and reset the monitor every time I go to play WoW or LOTRO, but it's like, I'm just going to keep it at 1920 by 1080 for so long as I'm playing this.
I do not know if we will survive this onslaught.
Dude, I know, and it's because it won't scale, so there's no scaling here. No, I tried it the other day. I was like, I'm gonna go play LOTRO in 4K, and I turned it on. I spent like 2 hours trying to set it up and like individually scale all the little windows. And even though you could get the windows to rescale, you can't get the text to scale, and also the launcher won't scale. So suddenly you're on this, and the launcher's this tiny little box, and you can't actually scroll down to see what server you're on. And it was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. I love you, LOTRO. I love you, Standing Stones games, but goddamn, it would be nice if you let me scale to 4K. Please. All right, we gotta go back to town. Well, everybody tuning in for the first time, if you are a first-time viewer, welcome aboard. I am multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Today is a short stream. Normally we start at 9 a.m. Mountain and go for 6 to 8 hours. That is not the case today. It's my 11th year anniversary, and Chris and I have lunch here in a little bit. She's cooking. She told me to sneak on and play for a little bit, so I obeyed her. Because I was not going to stream today, and she was like, you should get on for a little bit. So here we are. I was going to get on at my normal start time, but she told me that she had a package coming, and so she went to church, and I sat on the bed with TikTok and hung out with the cats for 2 hours, and then as soon as she got home, jumped on and while she's cooking, because I already did my cooking for the day. I cooked fresh bread. Matter of fact, when we get to town, I'm going to pull that loaf out and show you guys because it was delicious, and I'm going to have another piece. Thank you very much, Babylonia. 11 years today. Technically, we've been together for 14, 15, something like that. Because even her sister was over here the other day, her older sister, and she was like, you guys have been together like 15. What are you talking about, only 11 years? It's like I've been married for, Well, she hasn't gotten sick of me yet, so I figure if I've made it past 10 years, I'm hopefully okay. Hopefully. Thanks, guys. And yes, that's a little bit of chest beating this morning. 11 years. Look at me. It's, relationships take work. Not gonna lie. Like, we have our moments like everybody else. We were actually talking about this with her sister the other day. She was like, you guys always seem so happy. And it's like, trust me, we have our moments. Like, our biggest issue, believe it or not, our biggest issue is my Spanish is I'm okay, but my Spanish is not perfect. and I do not know verb tense worth a shit, like past, present, future. And so most of our arguments are related to miscommunications because I didn't understand something she said or she didn't understand something I said in Spanish. English is fine because her English is really good. But we do most of our communication in Spanish, so here and around the house. So that's usually where most of our things come over. It's usually little miscommunications where I used an incorrect term, incorrect tense of a verb. But I don't think we've ever had. Well, we've had some arguments before.
I am afraid of what is happening to these
Let
lands.
us prepare for battle. The orcs will not break us.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
My daughter Kinneberg will need your help with the preparations for battle. Oh, I know what I was going to do, guys. I was going to get some bread. Show you guys my loaf of bread that I made this morning. And also a glass of wine. I'll be right back. I haven't made bread in about a year because it's too damn hot to want to turn on the oven to cook most of the, outside of like, there's a good, basically October, like mid-October until like end of February. I don't mind using the oven, but outside of that, I don't use the oven that much. So this is the loaf that I made this morning, and I already ate a good chunk of it because it was absolutely delicious. I don't make big, huge bowls, but this thing was just, it's sort of a, it's like a, it's not quite a sweetbread, just enough sugar to like, it's so damn good. I had it with like hot out of the oven this morning with butter and honey, coffee. Oh. And I think we're about to have some on the grill with some out of cheddar here in about 30-45 minutes. Anyway, I should not eat anymore because Chris is about to make a big lunch. But I totally wanted to do a bread flex. Oh yeah, nice and golden. Nice little hollow thump when it came out of the oven. I know how to make bread. There's a few things I know how to do pretty well. Bread is one of them, which also explains why I have a nice reserve. Also, I don't really actually have a wine glass, so, but anyway, cheers guys. Thanks for following along. Thanks for being here, even though it's a quickie today. This is the Landroval server, Babylonia. Alright, let me go stick that back in the fridge. I think one of the favorite things I made when I was doing the LOTRO cooking in real life show was those buttered scones that I make. I have a really good scones recipe. Not gonna lie. Apparently we have another quest in here. I don't see... I wish I could do sourdough. I may try sourdough again. I may try to do another starter here.
If we will survive this onslaught.
Speak with Garcic, the son of the Reeve, make sure he's everything he needs. I will.
These are desperate times for the Rohan.
Hey, well, that's a good fight. Let the orcs come.
Thank you for doing some good in the rigging downs, my new friend.
These people have experienced much hardship, and I fear I may have given hope to some of the dangers that threaten them. Given speed, sorry. Above the tumult, I heard the sound of Nurzum at feast. He made a meal of my poor Windfoot, and only when he had finished and moved away among the crags did I see my companions were missing. So there's a big creepy beast in the hills.
This creature Nurzum must be of enormous size.
That's what she said. He must be clad in thick fur to move comfortably in the midst of such snowstorms as we'd far related. Whether his attack was caused by need or sport is unclear to me, but the size of his appetite is less mysterious. It is large and not easily sated.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Will you help deliver supplies? I will.
There is no fool like an old man thinking to rediscover the joys of his youth.
Okay.
I am afraid of what is happening.
With
to
the greatest
these
strength of
lands.
Wildamore's people gathered here, it would take a great army of orcs to conquer Skiffled. Skiffled? Skifflg. Skifflg's archers will now be ready to fell many of the orcs that dare to approach.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
I look forward to drawing swords with Thurm once again. Garcic valiantly upholds his duty as a noble protector of Wildemore. Alright, we have some more turn-ins around here. We have supplies to deliver. Anyway, big thing today, everybody. It is a short stream. Tomorrow is Monday. Monday is traditionally my Lord of the Rings online day. Some of you may not have noticed or seen the update. Normally I stream Lord of the Rings Online at 4 p.m. Central. That is no longer the case. I have now eliminated the afternoon streams, and rather than doing 2 streams a day, I'm doing 1 big stream a day. And that is a big result as of everybody tuning in and our viewership going up, 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 and up. And I've always told people over the last couple of years, whenever the streams got big enough, there would come a point when I would start to stream longer sessions and have a main stream per day. And that time has, at least for now, come because we've had very good turnouts for the last couple of months between all the things we're doing. So right now, the new schedule, if you've missed it, is 9 a.m. Mountain until around 3 or 4 p.m. Mountain. So we're doing a big 6 to 7. You know, really right now what I'm shooting for is 6 hours, and if the viewership is still strong after 6 hours, we continue on for another hour or 2. I've done a couple of 7.5s. So we will be playing Lord of the Rings Online tomorrow. But it will be starting much earlier than 4 p.m. So it will not be an afternoon stream anymore. Technically, it'll be a all-day stream. Well, not all day, but you know what I mean. So if you want to play LOTRO tomorrow, we will be doing some LOTRO tomorrow. We're also doing more than one thing occasionally. Sometimes we're doing a couple things during a single stream. And then Tuesday, bright and early, New World Eternum kicks off at like 7 o'clock my time in the morning. So we're going to be live at 6:30 a.m. Mountain
I am
Time
afraid of what is happening to
on
these
Tuesday. And running into New World Eternum for the day. I don't need to do any of the festival stuff. Nuna says, I'm just here to get my precious back. Alright, I'm gonna burn... Do I still have a buff going on? No, I do not. There we go. And while we're doing that, I wonder if I've got enough to do... How many... Oh, I do. I have plenty of destiny. Nice. Oh, we have one more quest over here.
Sometimes that is all it takes, is it not?
So,
Time?
Glewin's time
To
to
think?
himself helped him find some measure of peace. I am glad. Sometimes that's all it takes, is it not? Time to think.
Rohan cannot have a Wildemore-shaped gap in its northern defenses.
Well, we gotta help. That is our objective here. To help the Lord of Widows of Orphans. Oh, it's the slats wagon. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Speak with Sinberg in the center of Scylfig. This is the Land Roval server.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
But I have characters all over the place.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Go into my father and tell him I must get the villagers inside and the soldiers ready. The Defence of Scylfig. My daughter has sharp ears. If she says the orcs draw near, then they draw near. We must arm ourselves. Okay. We must hurry.
business have you
The
with the
orcs have
Rohirrim?
penetrated the wall and are now attacking villagers. Got you covered, sir.
Our mission is dire.
I have to hunt her. Oh, that's my bubble. Okay. Oh, that didn't sound good. Oh, look at the frost on my screen. Something's about to happen. There's a terrible chill in the air. Do you feel the ground tremble beneath your feet? Oh no, something's attacking. Hold! Speak with Grimgar and see how he's holding up. I shall press out and slay the orcs to the southern stables.
I do not know if we will
What is the
survive
sound coming
this
from the
onslaught.
front gate? Oh, something just came through. Oh shit, is that the big creature? It is, it's Nurzum. Did we get to actually take him out? I don't remember. The strange giant felled Grimgar and humbled in a single blow.
What brings you to these lands?
We must not let the defeat be in vain. You and I need to protect the mead hall at once. Run! We do get to take him out later, I vaguely remember this. It's been like 2 years, I think, since I ran these quests on my Lore Master. I love the Rohan content. This is probably my favorite expansion in LOTRO.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
We must defend the folk of the mead hall with our lives. What's up, JD? If I missed saying that earlier, I may have. I forget things. Uh-oh. He went running off. We must stay here and guard the women and children within the mead hall. Oh, he's down there. Look at him. He's attacking the creature all by his little lonesome. That's not going to end well. Stand beside him. Oh, yep. Nurzum's might easily overcomes Garsig and Kinnegar.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Whatever happens, you and Kinneberg must protect the mead hall. I must draw the giant away from Scylfig before all is lost. Welcome to the channel, guys. Thanks for the follow, Luchador and Ryan Pitts over on Twitch and YouTube, respectively. Thanks, JD. No, yeah, I know. It's a deceptive term, anniversary. It could be many things. Oh, he picked up the... Oh, is he gonna eat him? Oh, he's gonna eat him. Oh my goodness, he just chucked him. No, what have you done to Thrym? The giant Nurzum has hurled a gravely wounded Thrym far into the desolate lands of Wildermore, smothering hope and Scylfig beneath a harsh winter. Tell me this isn't an epic
These are
questline.
desperate times for the Rohirrim.
The stakes are high. There's a giant ice beast roaming the land.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
I've lost my husband, my father. I cannot think straight now. What nightmare is this?
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
So she wants us to help. And even the names of the quests. A bitter thaw.
We are a strong lot. We
Help
will
me clear some of the
survive.
debris. I will. We need to clear ice shards. Ah. It says speak with portrait.
I am afraid
My
of what
horse
is
is
happening
trapped.
to these lands.
He's too shaken by the terrifying events of the battle to free his horse. Clear ice shards from the stable. Which one is the stable? Okay, now we need to speak to Saxburg.
Oh, the lands of Rohan
I
die
need to be
as
able to
we
get to the
speak.
barn near the stables. Ooh, I can smell that charcoal. I'm hungry, guys. No lie, I'm starving. I did not. All I had this morning was bread. I didn't eat any other food because I was waiting for lunch today. I know we've got beans left over from yesterday too. I think we're gonna have beans with the arrachera and the grilled bread. Not sure what else. I do want to do. I do want to try a sourdough. I may experiment with that.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands. I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Look for him and bring him home to us. All right, we got to go out and find the Earl. Welcome to the channel, guys. Thanks for the follow. Northwest of Scylfig. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta ride out a bit. Yeah, I'll probably experiment with different flowers. The one thing we cannot find where we live is a self-rising flower, so I just end up using there's whole wheat flour and then just regular white flour, refined, and I'm just using refined white flour now. Chris makes these she makes some really killer muffins with the whole wheat flour. She's got these apple muffins that she makes, which are absolutely phenomenal. Whoa, she scared the hell out of me. Good luck with that. Do you have a towel for him? Póntela aquí o en la caja. Did you get your wine? Not yet? I know. What did you do? Hang on, hang on. No, 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 no. Don't move. Hang on. No, not yet. What did you do, Chris? Almost. This is around. She got her hair tied still. He wants a snack. Only because you're here. The moment you leave, he's gonna get all hyper again. I don't know where she is. Did she lick her wound? Uh-oh. Hang on, guys. Chris just found Pippen completely free of her bodysuit, which means she may have just licked her wounds. We gotta go check. Nothing like having to take care of a kitty cat. Alright. Chris said she wants to come and say salute on stream, so. Alright. Salute, baby. Chris was preparing the fire outside. And Pippen snuck out of her bodysuit and unfortunately licked her wound and opened up some of the scabs, which sucks. But at the same time, there's still one more that's got something coming out, I think. It's like there's a little black thread that we could see inside, but for the most part, the rest of them have started. They've been healing up pretty good the last 3 days. We haven't had any. Nothing has come out in like 3 days. So I think we may be past. God, it's been almost 2 months. I feel that she's been in this stupid body bandage again. But you snuck out of it, honey. And I caught her while I was waiting to start my stream today. I caught her on the bed. We were hanging out together, and she was trying to like bite at her stomach because it's itching and bothering her. And then apparently while Chris was doing the fire, she snuck out of it, licked at it. So we just had to put a new bandage on and clean it. All right, I died. Let's revive for. I think I can do one freebie. Let's see here. Glorfindel says he did. Yeah, I died. That's what happens when you have to do an emergency AFK. Where do you think you're going, sweetheart? No, you stick your booty right there. Is this Throne Liberty? I don't know. Is it? Zesmar over on Twitch said, I literally just watched some of your videos on YouTube because I want to start LOTRO and I wanted to check things out on Twitch, and here you are. Boom! That's how that works, man. Welcome aboard. Java says, why is she in the bodysuit? So, she had surgery. She had a pretty gnarly accident back in like April. She fell and like ripped open her stomach and punctured her abdominal wall, and had to have an emergency surgery. So she had internal sutures and external sutures. And unfortunately, we're pretty sure the vet, because the vet wasn't there when I went, and we only had one vet our town is very small. And the vet wasn't there, so I had to deal with a 22, 23-year-old vet tech kid. And we're pretty sure he used expired sutures. Because she got stitched up, healed up fine, normally. External sutures got pulled out a week after. She was healing up fine, and then about 3 weeks after the surgery, and about 2 weeks after she had healed up from the external sutures that they pulled, she got an abscess near the wound area. And we were like, what is this? And in the process of the abscess opening up, we were like, we better take her to the vet. So we took her to the vet, and the vet pulled out a 1/4-inch chunk of half-absorbed suture, of the internal suture. So the vet was like, well, obviously, her body is rejecting the internal sutures. She's not absorbing them. And so that led to 2 or 3 more abscesses, which over the course of a couple of weeks expelled out. The sutures expelled out, and then she was fine. This was like May. Then I went to help my brother move, and she had been fine for about 3 weeks. And then I get a video call from Chris like a week into my trip. She's like, hey, Pippen has more abscesses. And while I was on my trip, she expelled like another 4 or 5 little pieces of black stitching sutures, internal sutures, that are just disintegrating inside of her body. And rather than absorbing, they're expelling. So then she was healing up throughout the month of July, and then she was fine, and she was completely fine. You go back and watch on my streams. She's in half my streams, either her or her brother. Anyway, then about 8 weeks ago, she started, all of a sudden we saw little black flecks coming to the surface of her belly, and she started biting at it and scratching at it. Here all of a sudden again, And she's expelled probably 12 or 15 pieces now over the last 6 weeks. Tiny little, like 1/16 of an inch to 1/8 inch pieces of sutures that her body is just expelling. She's also expelled 2 hard objects. One was about an 1/8 inch in diameter piece of something, which we think was a piece of debris that the vet tech missed inside of her wound, and that expelled. That was about, I think that was when I got home at the end of June. So she's just been having a rough time recovering because she had a really bad accident and the vet just he wasn't able to clean it out good enough or whatever. But it was a gnarly accident. Like, we're pretty sure she fell on top of a chain link fence where it does that, and because it had opened her up, and it was about, it was probably the size of my thumbnail in diameter, but it went, it was deep, and then she had an actual puncture through her abdomen wall, and thankfully it didn't get any of her organs. You're not going out, sweetie. But if you tune into like the morning Homestead streams, she's outside all the time. She's totally fine. She's just uncomfortable, and she's constantly trying to lick and bite at it, because it's kind of like if you've ever had bad acne when you were a kid. It's just like, it's like shit coming to the surface and exploding on your face. It's uncomfortable. It itches. It hurts. It burns. What? Meow, meow, meow. Hey, sweetie, I am not in a good place to attend to you right now, because I'm going to die again. And you're just crying because you want to go out. Let's try to get to a safe place here. Yeah, so I mean, it's just an uncomfortable thing for her. It sucks. It's mostly the stress for all of us. Yeah, she's fine, and we've consulted with a second and third vet since then, and my sister-in-law is also a vet, so we've had video calls with her, and it's basically at this point, there's nothing you can do other than just wait it out, and every time they come to the surface, you just have to clean the abscesses, get the stuff out, and just make sure there's no infection. And as long as there's no infection, you clean it up, and a couple days later it's closed up, and then you wait. And a couple days later, we had last week, I think it was last week, she had 5 days in a row where she expelled like 2 or 3 pieces every single day. Like, we would wake up in the morning, we would go to clean the wound, and there would be like right underneath the surface of the skin, you could see these little black flecks. And then either just through the course of applying the creams and everything else, and then my 2 of the vets, my sister and one of the vets, they just let her lick at it long enough to like pull the things out, and we did, and she pulled some things out that way as well. So it's just been one of these days. I think I showed it on stream maybe a week ago. I was showing off because it's like it looks like a kid with acne, like really bad acne. She's got a 2-inch long space in her stomach where all the hair's gone right now because she's licked at it, and it's got like 10 or 12 little pockmark areas. But she's a sweet cat, and she is my office baby, and it's just been very unfortunate. Yeah, this is part of the shitty part of living in a small town where there's not a lot of vet options, because I had no other option other than, I was not happy that the vet was not there. I was like, I did not want a 22-year-old kid doing an operation, but I had no choice. So, whereas the normal vet, she was like 3 hours away doing surgery in another city. She's like the only vet. She's the only vet that clinic has, and so she travels around. I think they have 3 offices. And she's done some. We had the mama cat had an emergency foot surgery last year. That cleaned up perfectly. I think we're supposed to be over here a little bit more. This is a good place to look for Thrym. So anyway, yeah, if you go back and watch the streams, you can just watch, because sometimes Pippen's in a body bandage and sometimes Pippen's not in a body bandage, and she'll do like 2 months in, 2 months out, 2 months in, 2 months. It's been like ongoing since April. And my sister-in-law was like, I've told this story before. My sister-in-law is telling a story about the vet clinic where she used to work, and they had a dog that came in and got into porcupine. They pulled everything. Dog healed up fine. Dog was great. 2 years later, 2 years down the road, the dog started being upset with something on its neck, and it had a couple of abscesses. They took it to the vet and pulled out a couple of porcupine spines that had been in there for 2 years, and it took them 2 years to come to the surface. It's just, sometimes it be like that. You recognize the horn instantly as Thrym's own, the horn he carries with him always, and upon the road, you see a body. That's not good. This unlucky fellow is clearly not Thrym. The hero Wildermore is nowhere to be found. Uh-oh. There's a wailing on the wind. Alright. Off we go. But yeah, that's the downside of like any Wrath of the Dagal. Oh, I have a side quest. The curse of having any sort of animals when you have a homestead environment where they are not 100% controlled in an indoor space, you're gonna have... There's gonna be shit that happens. There's, like, you just... That's life. I think it's Louis C.K. has a bit on, like, humanity is the only species on the planet that has managed to evolve past eat or be eaten. And even then, like, if you think you're safe as a human being just because you're a human being, you've never actually gone into the wilderness. There are so many things that will kill you and eat you. The only thing that separates us is, you know, guns and aeroplanes and computers, you know, but still, if you take all that away and you go back out to the wilderness, there are things that will eat you. You are nothing but a snack. We are still very much a part of the food chain outside of the walls of cities. Wailing winds are usually a bad sign. I agree. Alright. Search a little bit more in this direction. A deal beckons you. Deal, my precious. Swallow and chew eats you alive. All of us food that hasn't died. I love it, Babylonia. I'm bound by my captor and cannot leave until freed. Oh. Need to open my casket deep within the crypt. Dude, I don't remember this quest. Well, hell, let's, guess we're swimming to a crypt. Yes, exactly, so Mar. It's, yeah, it's funny to think about too, like how many people, like how did we discover which berries were the safe ones to eat? How did we figure out which mushrooms were the safe ones to eat? How did we figure out which plants were the safe ones to eat or to brew or to use on a wound? Like how many horrific deaths did early humanity go through? Because that's legit. Like, I'm thirsty, let me drink from this pool. Oh shit, there was a dead crow 60 meters over that I didn't see, and this whole water is tainted with a dead animal carcass, and now we're all gonna die. Like, I think the worst is, like, if you think about, like, what the early settlers for any environment went through, like, the like rattlesnakes and so we live in a tropical environment. Our house is pretty much sealed up, but we still get lots of bugs. So yesterday I wake up in the morning and I go outside and Blanca, one of the outside cats, is like batting at something, and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm not awake yet. And I'm like, what the hell is she? What is she playing with? What is going on? And I go open up the back door. And when it rains, when we have the rainy season, usually around October, we start getting lots of wildlife that comes out of the woods and into our backyard. And there was a, 6-inch, 8-inch tarantula just moving along, kind of ignoring the cat, as the cat's batting at it, like, get the fuck off of my yard. So I had to go outside with a shovel at 4 o'clock in the morning and defend my territory. It's legit like playing an MMORPG sometimes. I showed videos a couple years back when we first moved in here. Hi, Mama. What you doing? Come here. Hi. What you doing? The iguanas. There's probably 30 iguanas in the woods behind our property, and some of them are about 3 feet long. There's a couple that are 4 feet. But one of the first attempts at growing a garden in the back, Chris and I opened up the back. It was when it was the first summer we were here. We were busy. We opened up the back door at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was like 30 iguanas in our backyard. And I ran out there with a stick, and she had a rake, and we were like, it was like being a level 1 adventurer on a newbie island in any MMORPG you've ever played, where it's like kill 10 lizards, like get the fuck off of my garden. Like it's brutal, man. And I hate spiders. Yeah, the tarantula did not get to be thrown back into the woods. The tarantula became compost, is what he became. Yeah, Glorfindel, who figured out the first artichoke? Because you can't eat the damn thing. You can only eat the base of the leaves and the heart. And it's full of spines on the outside and the inside. And you have to boil the damn thing for 45 minutes to even get it to the point where you can eat it in the first place, or grill it, or whatever you're going to do. But it's not an easy thing to make an artichoke into an edible thing. Like, it's spiny and prickly, and fuck that thing if I'm in nature, like, trying to find something to eat. Like, 5th century BC man. What's up, Felton? Thank you very much for the anniversary wishes. We have got a little stone structure here. Supposedly there's a cairn around here. I don't know if it's going to have like an entry. It does. You have located the crypt on Lake... So I don't think I did this quest when I was here a couple years ago. I do not have any recollection of this place. Guess we're going in. Not my line of sight. Zimar's on YouTube now. Double dipping, following on YouTube and Twitch. That is the way to roll. Yeah, who was the first person to eat an egg? It's like, look what that chicken just expelled out of its rear end. Let's eat that. Ooh, listen to that music. You've opened the casket of the Wailing Deagle. The captor appears to find out who is disturbing its rest. Ooh, it's a malevolent. Captor Deagle has been defeated. What do you mean? What do you mean by community content, Felton? Otherwise, yes, I am absolutely primed and ready for New World Eternum. I launched my, I published my, hang on. Published my schedule, the other day. Yeah, that's the video I published yesterday morning, I think, Felton, which talks about my schedule for launch, the launch day. It's like the launch date. I forget the exact time. It's yesterday morning's video. It's like launch day schedule or whatever like that, and it talks about my plans. If there are people on my server, sure, but I have zero. I don't know what server I'm picking. I don't know what region I'm picking. I have zero plans to do a guild or anything like that because I'm too busy. I don't have time. I'm going to be playing. I'm going in to do the MSQ, and then outside of that, once I'm finished with the MSQ, I will entertain the notion of doing some group content for the limited window of time that I have to play that game, which is 2 weeks. So if people end up wanting to roll on the server that I create, cool. I will happily do things with those people once I get done with the MSQ, but I'm not going to be actively looking to do grouping. It's not, I'm literally going into it with a 15-day window, 14-day window to get done, to get 50 hours of content done. So I'm anticipating a 50-hour run through of the main quest, and then I'm off to Dragon Age Veilguard. And somewhere in there I've got Black Ops 6, but that's only going to be like a 6-hour probably campaign, so I don't anticipate that being something that takes up a lot of time. So the idea is that, once I'm finished with the MSQ, or there may be times when it's like, if we've been streaming for 5 hours and it's towards the end of the stream and there's a couple of people online who are in the stream on the server and they want to go do a dungeon, yeah, let's go do a dungeon. Abso-fucking-lutely, let's do it. But I'm not going to be going out of my way to do group content. Mainly because I do that with my Warcraft guild, so that's where I get that's where I get that all out of my system. Last night, as an example, we did our first War Within raid. That video went up on YouTube earlier today, for those who are interested. Currently playing well. We're definitely going to be playing Dune Awakening with our gaming community, and we will probably be taking applications at some point for people to join that venture. Anything planned for tonight, says Arthur. By the way, thanks for the anniversary wishes. Not tonight specifically. Chris is literally cooking lunch. So during the beginning of the stream, I was showing off. I baked a big thing of bread this morning. We just opened a bottle of wine. Matter of fact, I need to go get another glass because I'm down. She is cooking arrachera outside on the grill. And then as soon as lunch is ready, I'm going to shut the stream off. I'm going to go eat. We're going to finish the bottle of wine. And then we're going to sit down and we're going to watch some more episodes of Slow Horses, which we started the other night. We're 2 episodes in. But we're early to bed, people. We're in bed by 7, 8 o'clock most nights, mostly because we get up at 2 or 3 in the morning because of all the animals. Zemar says, I want to start LOTRO, but I have never played it. I see that some races have buffs and debuffs. Yeah, that stuff doesn't matter anymore. That used to be a big deal like 17 years ago when the game first started, Zemar, but these days it does not matter. It's fluff. So really just pick the race that you want for roleplay reasons, because the meta doesn't matter anymore. You'll see this right here. Let me get in here to I need to spend some points here in a second. We have come here, Pippen. I gotta take her out in a second. These are the racial traits, and you'll earn them in game. So it's things like I get this is a defensive pop. The fate doesn't really matter. The 5% restoration from tactics, fellowship skills, or morale restoration is kind of cool, but no one really uses fellowship skills anymore. They're kind of like heroic opportunities. Yeah, she's meow, 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 meow. Chris just let Pippen out, so she's got her under control. This is the return to Rivendell, which lets me recall back to Rivendell. And this is the bow, so I get a 5% bow damage bonus for being an elf. This matters if you're going to raid, but I don't really know too many people that raid in Lord of the Rings Online. This is mostly a game about roleplay and just exploring the depth of Middle-earth. There are guilds that raid, but it's not like Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft where there's a huge raid library of things to do. There are a handful of raids. Most of the content that Standing Stones Games puts out is just story content. They do occasionally push out raid content. It's probably less than 1% of the totality of what this game has to offer. So unless you're raiding, or they did add a landscape difficulty mode last year, which allows you to adjust the difficulty of the overworld content. And if that stuff matters to you and you want to play your Dark Souls while playing this game, then things like that will matter, like getting the extra 5% damage bonus. But if you're just like me and you're playing on normal difficulty and you don't care, you're just here for the story, none of this matters at all. None of these matter either, like virtue traits. This is just fluff. It's like, oh, here's an extra 42 agility and critical rating and things. It doesn't mean anything if you're just doing the story. But if you're going to raid, that meta does matter. So for the people who like the meta. Other Java compiler asks, what would you consider your main game? My main game changes because I'm a variety streamer, a variety content creator. So the main game recently was Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred. Before that, it was Shattered Space DLC for Starfield. Before that, it was, I think, Star Wars Outlaws. And what did we do right before Star Wars Outlaws? Oh, Space Marine 2. And then, like Tuesday, we start New World Eternum. I have that for 2 weeks. Then it's Dragon Age Veilguard for about 3 weeks. And then it's Stalker 2 from November 20th onwards. Somewhere in there on the 21st, Star Wars Outlaws has their first story DLC, so I'll pop in for that. But essentially we're going to be going New World Eternum, Dragon Age Veilguard, Stalker 2, Indiana Jones of the Great Circle, and then January I'm unsure because I don't know that there's any major releases happening that month. So I'm probably going to drop back and do the Greedfall 2 early access and maybe also the Path of Exile 2 early access during January. February we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Avowed. March we have Atomfall and Tales of the Shire. And then I don't have anything planned after March as of yet. I'm waiting to see what are there going to be the releases for April and onwards. But my next 6 months are already booked out. So essentially the way it works is the main game changes every couple of weeks. And then on the side, I will play things like Lord of the Rings Online, World of Warcraft, a little bit of No Man's Sky. New World Eternum has the chance to become potentially a side thing if there is still an interest and I'm still getting good traffic after I finish the MSQ. But those things always just depend. Single player games never turn into something more than they get a single run and then we're done. Maybe we do a second playthrough like we did with Starfield or Cyberpunk. We might come back and do a second playthrough. But for the most part, it's one and done and then we're on to the next. And if there's a DLC, we'll play that. And some things, MMOs, usually we'll get a little more life out of them because there's more than just the MSQ to do. No, because even in WoW Java, my main will change based upon the needs of the guild. So, I mean, I am the guild leader, but at the same time, like most of all my questing in Dragonflight was the Beastmaster, which was my main for the first 6 or 8 raids. And then we had so many hunters showing up to the raids that I switched over to the Druid. I played my Boomkin for like 3 or 4 months. And then once we got into the War Within, I took the Boomkin through the main storyline first, and then I turned around and created an Earthen Paladin so that I could come help out with main tanking. So like the video that went out this morning, which was last night's raid, myself and Duck main tanked. And I've traditionally, if you go back and watch my videos and all the stuff I've done over all the past few years, I'm always the main tank for the guild. whatever is our main MMO that we play. And the main MMO has changed over the years. Like the gaming community has gone and done different things. We've done LOTRO 3 times. We've done Star Wars: Red Republic twice, maybe 3 times. We've done EverQuest 1 probably 6 or 8 times. We've done EverQuest 2 3 or 4 times. We've done World of Warcraft Classic. We did Wrath Classic. Right now we're doing WoW Retail, but we also did Enshrouded earlier this year for a few months. We're going to do Dune Awakening next year with the guild. Those are the ones that I can think of right now off the top of my head. There's a lot that happens. So traditionally my solo characters are almost always hunters. Matter of fact, I think I need to talk to somebody, or I did already talk to them. Where is the Reeve? I think I'm in the wrong place. Traditionally, my mains are always hunters. Like for me, my solo characters, and then I'll have a tank that I play for
I'm afraid
for the
of what is
raids for the
happening
guild.
to these lands.
Okay, I have 2 quests to turn it over there. What about over here? Oh, he's over there. I'm never gonna find it. Yeah, that was a decision I made very early on because, I mean, it's great to go all in on a game if you want to, but the problem is that I'm old enough and wise enough that I've gone through multiple
These
careers.
are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Nothing sticks around for long. Nothing is permanent. And if you hitch your train to one game and that game goes offline, or it suffers a catastrophe, or it becomes unpopular, and you've only ever done that one thing, and that's what your channel is known for, you're kind of screwed. So very early on, I made the decision that my channel, because I like video games anyway, I don't ever want to be stuck to one thing, even if I do like something. I might hyperfixate on it for a few months, but yeah, it's better to be variety. It takes a lot longer to grow a channel if you're going to be a variety streamer because you're focused on so many things, and like some things do well, some things don't. A good example of this is we just did the Diablo 4 DLC. I didn't play it beyond the original story. I did the marathon stream for 7.5 hours, cleared the story, did an early thoughts video, and did a review. I did one other video, and the traffic was absolute shit. So I just said, the audience isn't having it. They're not resonating with it. We're moving on. So it was a very quick, in the middle of other things we're doing, because it just wasn't resonating. I think we got like 30, 35 people on the streams. It dipped down to like 20 people at one point, whereas when I play Starfield, we're, 70, 80 people. We play Lord of the Rings Online. We're usually 50, 60. World of Warcraft is 30-ish. So it does this depending on what games I'm playing. So the risk of doing variety is that some things aren't going to stick, and you have to be willing to take those hits when they come and push on to the next thing and find the ones that do stick and go from there, because not everything is going to stick every time. I think we have to slow travel down there because I don't have...
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
But, variety is the spice of life, and I like to play video games, so I do play lots. The hardest part now is just trying to keep up with, I have to pick my battles because you can't play everything, and there's a lot of new games that come out every month. And so, it's I would love to play everything, but you can't. Yeah, someone like my brother, he only gets to play like 2 games a year these days because he just doesn't have the time. So he has to pick his titles very consciously. Like right now he's doing Jedi Survivor, and he thinks he's gonna wrap that up in time to start Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And then he and I have traditionally played most every year since 2010. We have played Lord of the Rings Online or Star Wars Republic together every winter when he gets time in between the ranch. Because during the winter times he can't do anything with the ranch. So, but last winter we did not, and then this winter we won't because he's just got too many irons in the fire. But over the years we've played a lot of LOTRO and a lot of Star Wars Republic together, and usually that's when we bring people in and say, hey, we're going to be playing LOTRO or Star Wars Republic for 3 months. Who wants to come join us? And we'll do like a community gaming session. But last winter was when I decided to go ahead and just do World of Warcraft retail and make a big push and commit myself to regular World of Warcraft content for the entirety of the World Soul Saga, because it's supposedly an accelerated schedule and it's three expansions back to back. I was just going to do it for myself. People expressed interest, and I was like, fuck it, I guess we'll just form a guild and do it. Where's the horse? You've never seen this game, Arthur? It's a good game. It is a little dated. Whoa. I mean, it's 17 years old at this point, so it does have a little age to it, but it is a very solid game with a ton of content behind it.
Do you bring provisions?
It's free to play, but it does have subscriptions if you want. It's got VIP servers, these legendary servers, which are like classic servers. One just launched in August. New deed, Forlar Explorer. Alright, I'm gonna hit the head, guys. I'm gonna buy and get some more wine. I'll be right back. Alright. Is it free to play on what? On PC? Is this live chat? Yeah, that's live chat over there on the right. But I have... Most of the channels are turned off, but there's still like LFF, looking for fellowship. So if you're looking for a group, there's an LFF channel, looking for fellowship. There's also the trade channel. And think they've got a matchmaker now too, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's not it. What the hell is it? No, it's. Oh, I need to sell. I'm like full up. Instance finder. These are the instances that you can do by yourself. By the way, guys, these are the dungeons. There's a ton of dungeons in this game. A ton. Some are like 3-man dungeons. Some are 6-man. Some are 12-man. Some are like ones you can do yourself. Well, I need to go sell before I do anything. Centauri says, do you have any tips for inventory management? It's my biggest struggle, constantly full, and I don't know what to keep, what to stash. My suggestion would be, if you're playing this like for the first time, only keep what you need for crafting, if you plan on crafting, if you're going to craft. If you're not going to craft, just sell everything. The only exception to that rule are these, I'm cursed because I have a 17-year-old account with a ton of cosmetic shit and my bank is full. So I can't stash everything in my bank, and I don't have a house set up right now, so I don't have a chest in my house to stash everything in. So my inventory is not... I have other characters elsewhere, so I had not played this character in like 4 years until last week. So I have not taken the time to sort his inventory out. So he's got a bunch of stuff that needs... I got to sort stuff out with him. Like these chests, loot boxes, I throw these away. I don't care about loot boxes. Loot boxes you can open with keys, which you can get from the LOTRO store, and you can earn those in game. You can get the coins in game to open those, or the keys. You can earn the coins to buy the keys through in-game play, or you can buy them with cash if you want to. If you're paying a monthly subscription like I do, you also get 500 coins every month that you can use for whatever you want. Oh my god, there's all sorts of quests here too. Here's what I was going to say. The exception to that rule, Centauri, is there are things like here. What does this say? This item may be turned in for tasks in East Rohan and in Wildermore. So you're going to come across items like this, which are stackable items which are turned in to a reputation vendor, which allow you to earn reputation with a certain faction. That only matters if you care about getting like the cosmetic stuff from certain factions. So as you're going along, you'll find things like broken swords, dirty sticks, bent wings, shattered shields, things of that nature. It will always tell you in red text what it's related to, what faction it's related to. And then you find the NPC who has the faction quests, and it will always be a quest. It'll be like, give me 10 of these, give me 10 of these, and he'll have like a list of like 12 different quests, and you can give him 10 of these different things. And then there's like a daily that you can do, which is like 10, you can do 10 per day, I think. And you earn faction. You don't get any XP, you just get faction when you turn those in. So if you care about faction for like cosmetics and stuff, those can be good to hold on to. Otherwise, I would say, unless you are crafting, throw away, just sell everything. Sell everything you get. You're not going to need any of it. Because, you know, you'll get food and drink that you can use. You'll get those from quests. You can get potions from quests. Everything else that drops in the game, just sell it. Unless you want to hold on to it for cosmetic purposes. I don't keep anything if I can. Now, this character is a crafter. So he has lots and lots and lots of crafting resources. And my bank is chock full of cosmetic shit. Because I actually have a hankering to do lots of cosmetics. So I hold on to those types of things. Eventually, the game gets so big, Centauri. And as you get towards the end of the game, they started offering these things a few years ago. And I have not taken the time to do this because I just started playing this character game for the first time in years. So they have given me a large crafting carryall which has 50 stacks. I can open it up and it offers me 50 items, 50 slots that I can fill. So I could then take all of my crafting things and put them in here. And rather than take up inventory space, I can put them in the carry-all, and then the carry-all is the only thing I have to do. So as you get going into the game, deeper into the game, you're going to start to get these carry-alls. This is their solution to long-term play. Is because there's a max on how much inventory space you can get, but you can get all of these really cool carry-alls, which then allow you to stash all of your materials in a carry-all, which then only takes up one slot in your inventory as opposed to many slots. And that's a solution. But yeah, short-term solution if you're just starting out is sell everything unless you're going to craft or unless you want the reputation stuff. And long-term solution is you're going to want the carry-alls, which you can get from the LOTRO store, or you're going to get them as a reward for like pre-ordering and things of nature. Yeah, if you go to the LOTRO store, Centauri, I'm pretty sure it's under... We'll open it up real quick and I'll show you. They're under storage, I think. Let's double check here real quick. 'Cause they sell a whole bunch of them, and they are not cheap, but they're totally worth your while. Slots and storage under your account. Yep, here we are. So there's crafting carry-alls. There are dye carry-alls. There are essence and tracery. That's a big one. I don't know if you've gotten deep enough into the game to get to the legendary weapons yet. But legendary weapons, you start earning these things right here. These traceries and masteries, which you use to level up the legendary weapons, have these things here. And you can choose what you want to put into your legendary weapon. I think these are called the traceries, or what, I forget what they're called. Anyway, they require these little things to level up. These little like enhancement runes, and those take up inventory space as well. So you'll find things like essence and tracery carry-alls, so that you can stash all of your essence and traceries in a carry-all, which then just takes up one slot in your inventory. There's one for healing pots and all your different types of potions. There's housing decoration versions, instruments, if you're going to have a lot of instruments, if you're going to run around as a minstrel. The task items, these are the ones I was talking about earlier, which are related to the faction stuff. You can get a faction ones. And then there's the junk carry-all, which is the normal shit that you buy and sell, that you just sell to the vendors. And then there's war spoils, and there's different sizes depending on what you want to buy. So this is a great way to do inventory management. Once you've maxed out your inventory, the first thing you have to do, and I'm assuming, I think you may have, I can't remember if you mentioned it last time, the first thing anybody should do if they're a new player, and I have a guide on this. Every new player who has a brand new account, the first thing you should do, I can't see it because I've already got them all, but you need to go into the slots and storage and buy all of the inventory slots that you can, which allow you to have a bag that is this big. Instead of having like 6 bags that have like little 3 slots, you could just buy a bunch of extra inventory space with LOTRO coins, and you can eventually get a bunch of space. Anyway, am I gonna play Metaphor in the future? Nope. I am not a weeb. I don't go in for I don't go in for most of those games. I'm not a big fan of uwu and waifu stuff. It's just not my favorite type of game. No, you're welcome for the tips, Centauri. Happy to help. I mean, honestly, we were talking about this today. That's one of the reasons I still enjoy playing Lord of the Rings Online. I do love Middle-earth, but more than anything else, I do enjoy helping people out with the game because it is a great game, and I'm happy to give tips and tricks and everything else because there's a lot to this game, but it can be overwhelming to come into a 17-year-old game and be like, what the fuck am I doing? How do I do this? What's up, Metro? What's up, Lips? She's got lips. She knows how to use them. All right, here we go. This is the tasks board that I was talking about. You'll find these, and it'll be like, oh, he wants bent wings, and he's like, give me 10 bent wings, and I'll give you... Oh, you get... I guess you get steed experience and legendary weapon experience with those too. I did not know that. So you have mounts, 2 different types of mounts. When you get to Rohan, you actually get a war steed, which allows you to do mounted combat. and this has levels associated with it, and it has abilities that you can slot. I think it's Shift M. Yeah. So you can have, and there's heavy, light, and medium types of horses, and so you get legendary mount XP for turning those into. It gets really complicated the deeper you get in this game. And then when you get to Helm's Deep has like sieges, which you could do by yourself or with other players. And there's like extra strategic stuff that's going on, like you need to repair the ballista, or you need to construct a ballista to like defend a wall, or you need to repair a gate or build a gate, or you need to build a trebuchet or repair a trebuchet. And so you'll be attacking and defending against orcs while you're also over like trying to fix a gate, or you're defending like the chains to something. And those things take a while. Like sieges those could take a couple hours. What's up? Food is ready. All right, guys. Zentat says, started playing LOTRO for the first time. Thanks to you. I enjoy it so far. Thanks again. My lunch is here, everybody, which means I got to go hang out with my wife because it's my anniversary today. So I'm going to leave you here. Mickey asks, have you ever maxed out a character? I have not. Nope. I've been playing this game since launch. My highest character is like 102, I think. My lore master, he's off in Minas Tirith. But I'm out, guys. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is LOTRO day. So tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain, we will be back on YouTube and Twitch. We will be streaming Lord of the Rings Online. Tuesday, we're starting New World Eternum. So be ready for that as well. That's going to be the main game for the next couple of weeks until Dragon Age the Veilguard. So don't forget to check that out. And for the rest of today, go forth, have fun. There are already a couple of videos already published this morning. I did my review of Throne and Liberty, and I did our raid from last night in World of Warcraft. So you want to hang out with our crew for a couple of hours. There's a nice long video of us doing the first 4 bosses in Nerebar Palace. But I will be back for more Lord of the Rings Online tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So hopefully we'll see you there, YouTube and Twitch. Thanks to everybody for hanging out for this short, abbreviated anniversary stream today. We'll be back next time. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Stay safe. Happy gaming. Enjoy. Where's the ring? I have the ring today, actually, Arthur, as I'm heading out. This is my actual... It's silver. I don't know if it's going to do... I don't know if it's going to focus. But it is the one ring. God, it's all faded. Hang on. I've had this thing for years. It's very faded. I don't know if it's going to focus. There it is. There it is. But I actually do have the one ring in silver. I've had this for about 15 years or so. I got this at a flea market in maybe Macedonia or Greece. I don't remember. Anyway, folks, see you next time.